Hello, Tashi Delek. How are you? Camera mahasiddha. Camera mahasiddha. Check out. That's Papa. Good. Long term the at such a done, yeah. That's a Jacobada. It's a Jacoba. Do it. Okay, thank you. To the Kadar di Matom. Tak dol gani. Camera at the time. No jam bakat jo ko man. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so let's begin Chenrezik Meditation. Once more, we are back in the hot realms. Today, we are practicing to liberate all sentient beings who are tormented by the suffering of by being burned and freezing. So think of that, and then we'll practice. Please sit in a nice relaxed posture. Breathe in light. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Again, breathe in. Breathe out. Again, breathe in. Okay, this time fill your body with light. And in your mind, remember to cultivate faith, devotion, and bodhicitta. As the great Mahapandit of Ngari, who wrote the 37 practices of Bodhisattva, at all times one should ask oneself, what is the state of my mind? Then in our mind we should have the thought to bring benefit to all sentient beings, the welfare of all sentient beings. So faith, devotion, and bodhicitta. So this is what we call as the sacred preparation, is to bring forth bodhicitta, the altruistic intention. When we have that, that is what distinguishes our actions into positive or negative. If our intentions are not correct, then whatever we pretend to do will have very less benefit. So always remember to cultivate bodhicitta. So with the aspiration to bring all motherly sentient beings, whose number pervade the vastness of space, to the state of perfect and complete Buddhahood, I will engage in the meditation and recitation of Chenrezik. Sangye Chedan Soke Chonam La Jancho Bardo Dani Chasunche Dagi Gonde Gibe Senam Kindola Pincher Sangye Drombarasho. In the Buddha, Dharma, and the Noble Sangha, I take refuge until Buddhahood. Through the merit of meditation and recitation, may I accomplish Buddhahood to benefit sentient beings. In the Buddha, Dharma, and the Noble Sangha, I take refuge until Buddhahood. Through the merit of meditation and recitation, may I accomplish Buddhahood to benefit sentient beings. Simjen Tamjen Dewa Dan Deve Judan Dembar Juruchi Dunga Dan Dunga Ge Judan Dewar Juruchi Dunga Mebe Dewa Dan Midewar Juruchi Nere Chadan Dan Darwe Tanyon Seme Bala Nebar Juruchi. May all sentient beings have happiness and the cause of happiness. May they be free from suffering and the cause of suffering. May they never part from happiness that is devoid of suffering. May they rest in boundless equanimity, free from the partiality of desire and hatred to near and far. May all sentient beings have happiness and the cause of happiness. May they be free from suffering and the cause of suffering. May they never part from happiness that is devoid of suffering. May they rest in boundless equanimity, free from the partiality of desire and hatred to near and far. Here, practice Tonglen. So practice in this way, and then today please remember to include in your prayer all sentient beings, and particularly one of my friend. His name is Mark Mankal. He's a professor that I know him for a long time. He is in the ICU, so please think of him and send your love and blessings to him. So and then we begin with the generation of the deity. Danzo Sentient Beings chi zun pen kar da wei ting Shri le pa cho Chenrezik kar se zere ngai den to ze zun to je chengi zi cha je dang po tal jaran ze wo ni she chen pe kar nam dar dai rin chen gen gi te rin dan pan pe te yo se bai me be u gen chen shab ni doro je kil trung shu de me da warai jan tem bai chab ni kwen du ngo ro jur. Above the crown of all sentient beings is a white lotus with a moon seed, upon which is a free syllable that arises as the Supreme Noble Chenrezik. He is luminously white and radiating out 5 color lights. He is handsome, smiling and gazing with eyes of great compassion. He has 4 arms. The 2 upper hands are joined in prayer gesture, while the 2 lower hands hold a crystal mala and a white lotus. He is adorned in silk and jewels and wearing a deer skin on his shoulder. His head is adorned with Buddha Amitabha on the crown. He is seated with 2 legs in Dorje Kiltrung and resting his back on a stainless moon. He becomes the essence of the embodiment of all refuges. Jo kenge magen kondo kar zo sange ke ulagen tuje chenge drolazi Chenrezik la chansen ngapadibu jo kenge magen kondo kar zo sange ke ulagen Tunje chenge drola ze Chenrezik la chancelo Jo kenge mage kondo kar zo sange ke ulagen Tunje chenge drola ze Chenrezik la chancelo. O Protector, you are unstained by any fault. Your body is white in color. Your head is adorned with a perfect Buddha. You look unto beings with eyes of great compassion. I pay homage to you, Chenrezik. O Protector, you are unstained by any fault. Your body is white in color. Your head is adorned with a perfect Buddha. You look unto beings with eyes of great compassion. I pay homage to you, Chenrezik. O Protector, you are unstained by any fault. Your body is white in color. Your head is adorned with the perfect Buddha. You look unto beings with eyes of great compassion. I pay homage to you, Chenrezik. Pamban Chenrezik Wandang Chojo De Son Shoba Yin Gewa Seche Tamche La Kunne Dangwe Chanse Lo Nedo Dobe Marme Dre Shaze Romo La So Pai Nge Juro Yike Turne Be Pabe Tsoke Shesos Toma mene dade bar mege chodan tsame nga semni ninmo wangjur dikpa tamjen shambaragi ninte range janchu sem soso kewa laso be desum gewa chesan senam lani daye rang semje namge sambad Lo ye jendran jenda wara che chon tun mon tek ba ye che ge korlo kordo ser korwa jese madon bar nyang ye mendan to je ye dong jang so jinwa sem jen nam la zek so sen da ge se nam che sa ba tam che jang cho jor jor ne Ringpo menton drowa ye dembe pendon da joroche. Through the noble Chenrezik and through the 10 directions and 3 times, Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, I pay homage with utmost respect. Flowers, incense, lamps and perfumes, food, drinks, music and so forth. I offer these in actuality and manifested through my mind. Please accept these assemblies of noble ones. From timeless beginning until now, all the 10 non-virtues and the 5 inexpiable actions, and my mind under the influence of afflictive emotions, I confess all of the negativities that I have committed. On the Shravakas, Pratyeka Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, and individual beings and others' virtues that they have accumulated, and will accumulate in the 3 times, and in the merit they have gained I rejoice. According to the wishes of sentient beings, befitting the various capabilities of their intellect, on the vehicles of the greater, smaller and common, I request you to turn the wheel of Dharma. Until cyclic existence is completely emptied, do not enter into nirvana, but with great compassion for those drowning in the ocean of suffering, I request you to look upon sentient beings. Whatever virtue I have accumulated, may it become a cause for Buddhahood. Without delaying further for all sentient beings, may I become the glorious one of the Liberators. Sewa so Lama Chenrezik Sewa so Idam Chenrezik Sewa so Pacho Chenrezik Sewa so Chamgen Chenrezik Sewa so Chamgen Chenrezik Tuje Zeshe Gewa Tuje Chen Tame Korwara Dhamme Chamjur Chezeme Dungal Nyongwe Drowala Khenpo Kele Chabje Mache Sonam Ken Sangye I pray to you, Lama Chenrezik. I pray to you, Idam Chenrezik. I pray to you, Supreme Noble Chenrezik. I pray to you, Lord of Refuge Chenrezik. I pray to you, Lord of Loving Kindness Chenrezik. O victorious, great, compassionate one, hold us with great compassion. Wandering countless lifetimes in endless cyclic existence, sentient beings have experienced unbearable suffering. They have no other refuge beside you, O Protector. Bless them to achieve omniscient Buddhahood. Sewa so Lama Chenrezik Sewa so Idam Chenrezik Sewa so Pacho Chenrezik Sewa so Chamgen Chenrezik Sewande so Chamgen Chenrezik Tuje Zishi Gawai Tuje Chin Tame Korwara Dhame Chamjur Chizeme Dunga Nyue Drohala Gembo Kele Chavje Machi So Namke Sange Tombara Jingelo Tome Dune Lenge Saipe Tujeda Wangi Nyewara Kenjurute Tsadandunga Nyue Simchen Naila Chokeke Drondo Kewarasho. Through the accumulation of negative karma from beginningless time, the force of anger gives birth in the hell realm. May all sentient beings who are experiencing the torment of heat and cold be born in your presence, Supreme Deity. Om Mani Padme Hum. 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 Dune Lenge Saibe Tu Serne Wangi Yedane Suke Te Kondunga Nyoe Simchen Nashin Chopota Laru Kewarasho. Through the accumulation of negative karma from beginningless time, the force of greed gives birth in the hungry ghost realm. May all sentient beings who are experiencing the torment of hunger and thirst be born in the supreme pure realm Potala. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme pe me ho. Om mani pe me ho. Om mani pe me ho. Tome dune lenge sabe tu te mo wangi de ne suke lenku dunga nyongwe semchen nangembo keke dundo ke warsho. Through the accumulation of negative karma from beginningless time, the force of ignorance and stupidity gives birth in the animal realm. May all sentient beings who are experiencing the torment of ignorance and stupidity be born in your presence, O Lord Protector. Om mani pe me ho. 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 Tome dune lenge sabe tu de chawangi miye ne suke del pondunga nyongwe semchen nande wa chengi shindo ke warasho. Through the accumulation of negative karma from beginningless time, the force of desire gives birth in the human realm. May all sentient beings who are experiencing the torment of constant toil and poverty be born in Devach and pure realm. Om mani pe me ho. 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 Om Lenge Saipe Tu Tando Wangi Slamine Suke Tatse Dunga Nyue Semchen Nam Pota Lai Shindu Kewarasho. Through the accumulation of negative karma from beginningless time, the force of jealousy gives birth in the demigod realm. May all sentient beings who are experiencing the torment of fighting and quarreling be born in Patala pure realm. Om Mani Padme Hum. 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 Tome Dune Lenge Saipe Tu Ngage Wangi Hayene Suke Potondunga Nyue Semchen Nam Pota Lai Shindu Kewarasho. Through the accumulation of negative karma from beginningless time, the force of pride gives birth in the God realm. May all sentient beings who are experiencing the torment of death and downfall be born in Patala pure realm. Om Mani Padme Hum. 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 pe me ho. Om mani pe me ho. Dani ge jing ge wan tam jin do Chenrezik dan ze ban tsung ba ye ma dai jing ge dom nam do wa da sung jo yu do cho jo ro ge bara cho pa jo ke la se wan da be te da ge dul jara jur be do wa nam le de lu le ge we le la ze Doe dendo chedan dembarai sho. Through all of my lifetimes, may I, with the conduct similar to that of Chenrezik, liberate all beings from the impure realms. May the supreme speech of the 6 syllables spread in the 10 directions by the power of fervent supplication to you, Supreme Noble One. May all beings who become the individuals to be tamed understand cause and effect and exert in virtue, and may they be endowed with the sacred Dharma for benefiting beings. Dendara inseji semda be pambe kule yuzerete mada lena trusheja Chine dewa chenge shin nangchu kedro lunga se Chenrezik wan ko song to nangdra rikton ereme jur. From praying like this one-pointedly, light radiates out from Noble One's body, purifying impure karmic appearance and deluded concepts. The outer world becomes Devach and pure realm. The body, speech, and mind of beings within that pure realm become the wisdom body, speech, and mind of Chenrezik. All sight, sound, and awareness become inseparable from emptiness. Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani. Om Mani. Omani beme hore angin sumpa dimen dajen nam pampe kun dandra yingen rube yan tendo yeshe chembo long. I and others who appear in form is the wisdom body of the Noble One. All reverberations of sounds are the melodies of the 6 syllables. All recollections and thoughts are the vast expanse of the supreme primordial wisdom. Gyawan diye nurndon dan Chenrezik Meditation chikchan manle ban diye salai gen parasho. Through this merit, may I quickly accomplish the powerful Chenrezik. Without leaving a single sentient being behind, may they be placed into the state of Chenrezik. Den darangum dengim besen aimke, dain lai den toin ro waikun, mi san lun de borwar jurmai ta, de wai chen du zu den ke warasho, ke mai tan tu sa chu rab drene, tu pe chon choro shen den je parasho. Through the virtue of performance of the meditation and recitation in this way, may I and all beings who are connected with me, as soon as this impure body is left behind, may we be born miraculously in their Vachin. Having taken the birth there and traversing the 10 bhumis, may our emanations spread in the 10 directions and perform the benefit of others. And the next part, Chenrezik, page 21. Visualize all sentient beings along with us, with the body, speech and mind, doing the practice. Nam kandan nyambe simchen tamje lamai sangye rimbo chenlai chapsun che wo. Nam kandan nyambe simchen tamje sangye chedan gende nam lai chapsun che wo. Manam kadai nyambe simchen tamche lama yindam kandre son lai chapsu che o. Manam kadai nyambe simchen tamche rang sem tong sai che ke kul lai chapsu che o. All motherly sentient beings equal to space take refuge in the Lama, the precious Buddha. All motherly sentient beings equal to space take refuge in the Buddha, Dharma and the Sanghas. All motherly sentient beings equal to space take refuge in the hosts of Lamas, Siddhams and Dakinis. All motherly sentient beings equal to space take refuge in one's emptiness and luminous mind, Dharma Kaya. All motherly sentient beings equal to space take refuge in the Lama, the precious Buddha. All motherly sentient beings equal to space take refuge in the Buddha, Dharma and the Sanghas. All motherly sentient beings equal to space take refuge in the hosts of Lamas, Siddhams and Dakinis. All motherly sentient beings equal to space take refuge in one's emptiness and luminous mind, Dharma Kaya. Om Mani Padme Hum, Mani Padme Hum. Mani peme hum, 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 mani peme hum. Page 23. Le dan lomboro ken le jurba ye den dan ne dan jumbo tsewa so semje ye me dewe ne nam kun je den kam so jungwara majuro je dara shime tribe se ja je ke che lai lu sem je so ni ke dung jene pa jiten kam so jungwara majuro Shidai shinje kanai tsuban tarai nike ming sam tepe trajepe Ninche pandan tabe rimsoi ke luchen kon lai ne barai majuruch Nebe gegre tong trai ge chodan loburo yedro sumjai dru chodan Shijan saje nelai sopa ye luchen kun lai tsewara majuruch Lusen dewa malu toje be jungje tobe dunge jene ba Malu shijen dangdo denbai dain tseren neme deke denbarashu Lamai kenjo sumge toje dan kandro checho sume nutu dan Ledre loa mebe dendoimke Ngoai melam tapse dro parasho. Back to page 23 in English. A reason from the karma and adventitious conditions, the demonic attack, diseases, and harm from spirits, and so forth. All of the illnesses that discomfort the minds of sentient beings, may they never arise in the realm of this world. Like the animals herded by a butcher to the slaughterhouse, in an instant their bodies and minds will be separated. Likewise, however many suffering there might be of illness that take lives away, may they never rise in the realm of this world. like those who have fallen in the mouth of the Shinje, the Lord of Death, those who are terrified merely by the name of illness, the plagues that torment for a day or constantly, may they never harm any sentient being. May the 80,000 types of harmful spirits, the 360 adventitious negative forces, and the 404 types of diseases not harm any sentient being at all. That which robs of the happiness and comfort of the body and mind, whatever kind of suffering of the imbalances of the four elements, may they be pacified, and may beings have lustre and power. May they live long, have peace and happiness, and be free from illness. By the great compassion of the three rare precious jewel lamas, by the blessings and power of the Dhakinis, Dharmapalas and protectors, and by the power of the truth of the unfailing cause and result, may all measures of dedications and aspirations that are wished here be accomplished. Through this merit may I attain all-knowing omniscience, and may all enemies' defilements be vanquished. May all sentient beings pounded by the turbulent waves of birth, aging, sickness, and death be liberated from the ocean of cyclic existence. Just as the heroic Manjushri realized and Samanta Bhadra too, I will train in their examples and perfectly dedicate all of these virtues. All of the conquerors of the three times, in whichever way they supremely praise dedication, I too will perfectly dedicate all of my roots of virtue for the excellent conduct. May the supreme precious Bodhicitta arise in whom it has not arisen. Where it has arisen, may it not decline, but may it prosper more and evermore. Okay, thank you very much, everybody. Thank you for practicing Chenrezik. And today we have questions and answers. So
thank you all. See you tomorrow again.
those of you who want to listen to questions and answers, you can stay, and those who don't want, you can go relax. Many years ago, when I did a retreat in Utah, we had like teachers from different orders. We had from Theravadin tradition, from the Zen tradition, from the Vajrayana tradition I represented. And then there was this Roshi, Zen Roshi, and he mentioned, I didn't know, because I was very that was my first year probably in the United States. He told me the mentality or the way how Westerners think. He had been a Zen master for a long time, so he knew. So he told the basic difference between Asian and Westerners is that when a master tells them to jump, the Asian people will jump, but if a master asks a Westerner student to jump, then they will ask a question back like, how deep or how far? So I guess this is why we have to ask questions. Okay, what's the question today?
Question answer.
Lhundrupcholing message on the. Okay. First, let me read the question. Can you please explain Thangtong Gyalpo's aspirational prayer, Liberator of the diseases of Sakya? There are many great lines within these prayers. Second, could you briefly explain how afflictive emotions can be purified and utilized on the path to transform into the 5 wisdoms? That is, anger transmutes into mirror-like wisdom, desire transmutes into discerning wisdom, etc. What does finally remain in one's innate essence, free from the 3 circles of dualism in? And next question. Chenrezik does not wear a ring, however, Guru Rinpoche and Vajrasattva have rings, and on which finger? What does the ring symbolize? Next question. Each evening we begin with cleansing breath. Is it the same as explained in Ngondro, and if so, please expand on the significance, on the visualization and the use of colors, and can you please explain the origin of the breath practices and their purpose? And it's a don't get the camera. Okay, it's good. So the prayer that pacified the diseases of the epidemic in Sakya, that's the seat of the traditions of Buddhist practice following the Virupa in India, established in Tibet. That's the Sakya tradition. So there was this sickness, and then it was getting serious, and then they tried everything. In the practice, it mentions there. When different kinds of plagues arose in the great seat of the glorious Sakya, although yogis and shamans performed all kinds of remedies of ransom, medicine, mantras, and protection, but nothing helped, and the people almost became extinct. The Supreme Master, Great Drupto, proclaimed that reciting the Mani mantras, along with the refuge, all motherly sentient beings as equal to space, the aspirational prayers will be fulfilled. They followed accordingly, and all illness and plagues were immediately pacified. Therefore, this aspiration prayer, called the Liberator of the diseases in Sakya, is the billowing cloud of blessings of his Vajra speech. So they tried many ways to cure or get rid of the disease, but nothing helped. So Thangtong Gyalpo was Chenrezik and Guru Rinpoche's emanation. So we say the power of the saints, the power of the words coming from the speech of the saints, are very powerful, because they are the proclamation of the truth. So with these, it pacified the diseases. In the life and liberation of Thangtong Gyalpo, there are stories written in very plain, simple way. I remember when these stories were narrated when I was young. The traditional way of how these life stories are told. These lamas would have their Thangka painters paint them special depiction of this lama's life story, and then it would be during the winter, because in winter time everybody is kind of relaxed, because not much farm works, because in the Himalayas many are just dependent on farming. They are just peasants, and so they work hard. Soon as after New Year's, the lunar New Year's, then it's the time when the frost have just gone, and then it's time for plantation. They work, and then throughout spring, summer, they work in the field, and by autumn they harvest the bountiful or the plentiful harvest of their hard work. And what they harvest, they offer to the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, to the temples, the monks and the lamas and so forth. And then in winter they relax, so they stay at home, or they journey on pilgrimage to places, or they invite the lamas to come to their houses and do prayers and do special ritual ceremonies and so forth. That's the kind of environment that I remember. So lama would have like a thangka like that, and then they would have like a long stick. Then the lama would paint. The lama, we didn't have electricity then. We had just like kerosene, like paraffin lamp, like that kind. And then the lama would be illuminated like that, in just a patch of the thangka, and then the lama would tell, it would advance from this place. Now the lama visited this place, and here the lama did this activity, and then here this many beings were benefited and so forth. And then the lama would pause and then recite the Om Mani Padme Hum mantra, and then after a pause, then lama would move forward to another spot. Then the lama moved to this region, and here he enacted another awakened activity or great compassionate activity, and so on and so forth, like that. So that's how. So Thangtong Gyalpo's life story is based on that kind of tradition of telling the lama's life story with the inspiration to awaken beings to their true nature. And these days that's not the case. Now all families and so forth, their children, when they're born, I think all the parents one wish and aspire is to become like American Idols or those that they see in the televisions, like that. Nobody aspires to send their children to monasteries or to acquire this kind of wisdom wealth, to pursue the path, to see the truth and so forth. This is extinct from their mind. So when we listen to these Lama story, we aspire, not the external goals in life, but what we can achieve within, the happiness and peace, the Buddhahood within, to awaken the qualities of great compassion, loving kindness, wisdom, and so on and so forth, like that. So that's how it goes. So I'll tell you a story about Thangtong Gyalpo. So imagine I'm telling the story depicting on the Thangka, and in the Thangka there is like the map of the Himalayas, the Tibetan regions and the neighboring Himalayan regions, because Thangtong Gyalpo traveled all the way from far as the west Mount Kailash to, like Ladakh, Mount Kailash, and all the way to the eastern part and further further east of Tibet, like that. So you'd have this Thangka, and then would have different places, like you have maps in there, and then upon this map there will be like little depiction of like people or images of beings and so forth. So okay, this is now he went to Khenpo, which is now the southern part of Tibet, which is close to the border, which is close to Bhutan. So it is bordered by the Himalayan mountain ranges, the northern face of the Himalayan borders the Tibetan plateaus. The southern Himalaya is where the Bhutanese borders, the Bhutanese, of course the Himalayan mountains are just divided. So Thangtong Gyalpo now arrives in Khenpo. Tene Khenpo la chembe Tsela Gangdu Karma pa Thongwa Den ba Dangchel. Then he met I think this is the 6th or the 7th Karmapa, called Thongwa Den. That's the name of Karmapa, Thongwa Den. Karmapa's name is, whoever sees the continents of Karmapa, it's called liberation upon seeing. So his name, Karmapa's name is, whoever sees his continents, their life has a purpose, that life has a meaning. Thongwa Den. So Karmapa Thongwa Den Dangchel. So Thangtong Gyalpo met Karmapa Thongwa Den. Then Karmapa is now requesting Drupthop, because Drupthop is renowned for great accomplishment. Ke Drupthop Tseme Du Dube. So he's saying you are unarguably a great accomplished master. And the traditional way is, whoever such masters that you meet, that they will always request, could you give me a Dharma teaching, that I now will make a Dharma connection with you. So Karmapa is requesting Drupthop Thangtong Gyalpo that you are inarguably a great mahasiddha. Could you give me a Dharma to make a Dharma connection? Sungde. Sungjungla. Drupthop Chenpo Sungye. Now, Drupthop Thangtong Gyalpo, this adept, is saying, Ke Namka Nida Dangdra, you are like the sun and the moon in the sky. Ngani Trangpo Jadirwa Yimbe Chiyang Chuyesung. He says, Miyong Sung, he's saying, I am a beggar, I am a homeless beggar, I have given up all activities. Nothing will come out of me, he says. No Dharma teachings will come out of me, he's saying to Karmapa. Then Karmapa insisted, oh no, you have to give a teaching by all means. Then Thangtong Gyalpo consented, okay. Tuje Chenpo Drodul. So this teaching, the sadhana that we are doing, was given to him. The sadhana that we practice was given to him. Tuje Chenpo Drodul, Korwa Dongtruk. There's also called the practice of Chenrezik called scooping the depths of hell realm, or like that. Rikte laso pe Tuje Chenpo Wangnung Mangponang. Likewise, there were many other teachings on Chenrezik and instructions and empowerments and transmissions that he imparted to the Karmapa. Chimmeke Turkor Sumchu Soni, then there also he taught some yogic exercises called the Turkor practice, the practices of wind channel winds and energy practice, like those 32 different exercises of those practices were taught. And then you go Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme. Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. So like that, the story, the narration goes like that. And the people in the house who are listening to the life and liberation, they're inspired. They're weary of samsaric life. Every year, after New Year's, they have to go back in the field, work hard, and then when they work, they have to, they dissect bugs and so on and so forth. That's inevitable, or that's something they cannot avoid, because they try however hard to avoid, but then their spade or their shovel or their axes or their knives or their plows and so forth accidentally kill those beings like that. They work like that, and then same cycle goes on, and then they want to escape samsara. So then they hear such kind of stories like, oh, I want to awaken those qualities that are within me. That's how it goes. So not like they want to become like an American Idol and so forth. They want to become like Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, like Chenrezik, and so forth. Okay, now we are moving on to another one. So now, Thangtong Gyalpo is going to a different place. Nelte Dharma Gangdu Pep. Now, this place is called Nelte. There's a valley called Dharma Gang. So, there's a valley there. And then in that valley, there is a monastery. And there are monks in that monastery. Tapa Namla Nge Ki Kewa Langdu Kangi Bupsu Trungpe Chenrezik Kuyepe Kerangso Ejel Sungbe. Then he went to the monastery, and then he told to the monks there, in my former lifetimes, I was born as a dog. And within my paws, there is a Chenrezi that arose, that Chenrezi that appeared in the paws. Would you like to see that? Would you like to look at it? He asked the monks. Keranso Ejal Sungbe. Would you like to see it? Drapa Nam Nare. Then the monk said, Lejal, of course. The monk said, yes, of course. Ki kewa shene raptu song. Kyopachi, now, wow, you were a dog. Now you are a human being. That's quite an improvement. That's very good. What was the purpose? They're asking. Kyopachi, kila laku jumba ngosar che shebe. And they said, wow, if the Chenrezi picture appeared on the paw of the dog, that's astonishing, that's amazing. Then Thangtong Gyalpo is explaining. Nge ki kewa langne lo mangpor song. Then he took the body of a dog, and for many, many years he was a dog like that. Kyopa ledre la yichepa yin. But he was a dog. But why did he have to take the form of a dog and have that Chenrezi appear in his paw? Is because he had conviction in cause and effect. He had conviction in cause and effect. Ledela yicheba yin. Changchu ki se manyam shing, that he never let bodhicitta decline. Said, Melam number dagpa tabna laku yang yoparda. He said, if you have pure altruistic motivation and aspiration, such is the case, that Chenrezi's image can appear even in the paw of a dog. Deyang yulder ki lu langpe tseyang. When I was a dog, born as a dog at that time in that village, nene ma chakpar sung. And then he always practiced fasting. He always practiced fasting and disciplining without discontinuation or without fail. Duchigitse, at one point, Jalamna ne oma kangwa chik dukpa la dagpe. At one time, then, because he was in the village there, and then he saw that on the pathway, just like the main, people kind of walk like the main path, there was a vessel filled with milk. And then he thought that the puppy dog thought that, oh, this maybe nobody is there, no owner and so forth. So he drank the milk and he licked the bowl. Chisu oma dagi bume. Then later, the owner of that milk came, Shikjungne, to mangdu jap, and she threw a lot of rock onto this dog. Ki tsima chagne chimbala zok. Then he was hit so hard with a lot of big rocks, and then his rib cage just broke, and then poked his liver. Zukshin tu chewa jungnayang. It was tormenting, excruciating. He was completely in pain, excruciating pain. Yet, ngala thowo sem nit kechik chang majung. And he said he never gave rise to anger even for a single moment. He said he never parted from bodhicitta. Again, the girl, the owner of the milk, she got angry, more angry and so forth. And then she started to hit the puppy and so on and so forth. And because of the karma, this girl was later born in the hell realm. Nyalwa chembro keni selame be dungil chembo nyongi dukbe dukpala, and saw that she was in the hell realm, tormented by this unbearable suffering. Dungi nam krachine. Then he went to high on top of a mountain. This puppy went on top of a mountain, seeing the whole sky. Dungin nampar chimbe pakpa Chenrezi wangchugi Chenrezik. Then he called out, "O Chenrezi, O compassionate one, O noble, supreme noble protector, the Lord of refuge, Lord of loving compassion," and so forth, that we know of the name. So you know the name of Chenrezi. I pray to you, Lama Chenrezi. So I pray to you, Idam Chenrezi. I pray to you, Supreme Noble Chenrezi. So for these are the name of Chenrezi. He called out Chenrezi by his name. Chenrezik Meto Chajimbo Pap. Then as he started calling upon Chenrezi, then flowers, just a blessing, rain of flowers came showering down. Tengil we dungil le drolne, de drol hami gofanga gepar jeso sunso. So it says, because of the rain falling down, touched down to the deepest part of hell, liberating all of those in the hell realm. And all of those hell beings were liberated to the state of human beings and God realms, like that. So then like that, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. So like that, those who listen to the life story, then they feel inspired that if a puppy could cultivate such compassion, then I can also cultivate like that kind of compassion. So they feel inspired. So that's how it goes. So okay, so that's the story. That's like for Thangtong Gyalpo. So anyway, that's for today. So the next one, can you briefly explain how mental afflictions can be purified and utilized on the path to transform? Mental affliction, you have to recognize where is mental affliction arising from. It is arisen from our mind. And then how is it arisen? It is arisen from a wrong view, not understanding correctly. So, for example, generating anger, like the girl who was the owner of the milk, generating anger, not knowing, even if you give rise to anger, the milk is not going to come back. And if you don't understand just to let go, then you'll have more and more anger, and you like that. So, and then try to abandon mental affliction as much as possible. So, and then how it is arising, as I told you, is through a mistaken understanding. And then the next way is to look into anger. Anger is a thought arisen from the mind, and mind is empty. That is how a bodhisattva would look into anger. They look into directly the source of where this anger is arising from. It is from the mind, and mind is empty, like that. And then they don't have to bring any antidote there. Within that realization, anger becomes empty of itself. In the tantric approach, then you have to realize all thoughts and so forth are unborn, because it is awareness. So, like that, when you recognize that, then that is understanding wisdom. Wisdom is that awareness that is free from any existence. That is called wisdom. So then there are different kinds of wisdoms, like you mentioned in your question, like saying anger can be mirror like wisdom, and then desire can be wisdom of discernment, and so on and so forth. So that's how you, and when you bring forth the realization of that moment that anger rises, it's just wisdom. Wisdom does not need any antidote. It is already liberated. It's already liberated. It does not need to do anything. So it's liberated. It's a good way to make aspiration to practice in this way. So how to do that? You have to recognize awareness and see awareness is empty by its nature. That emptiness nature is luminous and unobstructed and spontaneous, which manifests everything. You can learn about those dimensions of emptiness, spontaneous nature, luminous nature, and then the miraculous manifestations of myriads of arrays or myriads of manifestations like that. So The third question is, what does finally remain in one's innate essence, free from the three circles of dualism? Three circles of dualism is confusion of samsara, that we are focused so much outside that we lose our essence. For example, how we go after wealth, seeking happiness. We focus so much outside. We completely lose the essence that is so rich within ourselves, happy, content, full of love, full of joy, full of compassion, full of wisdom, and so forth. We only focus outside. We lose all of those qualities. That is called subject, object, and action. Subject, because that confused mind desiring to achieve happiness outside, completely foolish, stupid, not knowing that happiness is already there. That's the subject. The object, always thinking that happiness comes from outside, from material things, or from outside, from others, from like that. That's called object. Action is then that confused attempt, everything done unskilled way. We have done that all our lifetimes in samsara. Never gave us happiness, never gave us satisfaction, but still keeping us trapped and going on and on in samsara. That's called the cycle. See how we are connected by that big illusory circle. That's called the circle. Never, will we be able to free ourselves from that until we know the wisdom. The wisdom is selflessness. Wisdom, knowing that all happiness, all joy, all realization, all liberation comes from knowing that suchness. So we rest in that suchness. No duality, no concept, no right, no wrong, no is it not, good, bad, pure, impure, and so on and so forth. Nothing doesn't matter. Just resting. That's the non-duality. And then when you do in such a way, that spaciousness that is within, the spaciousness that is already within, is when we say spaciousness, how profound it is, we have no way to understand right now. So more and more we feel, oh, there is space in there, there is possibility in there, and so forth. Then we get conviction, we get the confidence. We feel, oh, this is the way. Then we believe in ourselves. We believe in our practice. We believe in cultivating love and compassion and so forth. That's how we do. So subject, object, and action. If you want to become philosophical, intellectual, we can go talk, open books and so forth. But this is what it is. Everything focus outside. Chenrezik does not wear a ring, however, Guru Rinpoche and Vajrasattva have rings on which finger? And the ring finger, I guess. Chenrezik wears a ring, yeah. Because those are the 8 Sambhogakaya jewel adornments. And so they have rings. They have rings there. They have crown, they have necklace, they have longer necklace, they have bangles here, those armlets, wristlets, anklets, belts, And rings, yes, they have it. Maybe the artist was lazy. Yeah, you can adorn as many as possible. These are like the ornaments. These are the qualities of Chenrezik, meaning Sambhogakaya, because that's the Sambhogakaya ornament. So they symbolize qualities fully blossomed qualities of the 8 paths, like the eightfold noble paths. So these are the signs of those. So eightfold noble paths. So in their hands, it probably depicts right livelihood. So Chenrezik also has, it's not that sometimes when you don't see, it's just the artist have omitted. But now that you know, then when you commission someone to do the correct painting of Chenrezik, then you can ask them to depict wearing rings. You can have in all his fingers, like all his fingers, like that, doesn't matter. So just one is also okay. It's just symbolizing the eightfold noble path. Okay. Each evening we begin with cleansing breath. Is it the same as explained in Ngondro? And if so, please expand on the significance of visualization and the use of colors. And can you please explain the origin of the breath practices and their purpose? It's based on the science of healing. It's based on the path because it's a yogic practice. Yogic practice are based on nature. And bringing natural healing to our body. So it's from the yogic practice. If we have good health, if you have good body, good health, have healthy body, then we will be able to practice for a long time. And if we practice for a long time, then we can bring forth the realization. We can accomplish Dharma, we can bring forth the realization of the nature. So that's the intention. And so that is the practice in general, but when you're doing every day, it is to bring forth the freshness of your practice. So maybe you ate too much food and then you kind of feel lazy or sleepy and so forth. So therefore in the practice, then it is mentioned you need to fill your stomach 1/3 full. So you keep 2/3 empty, so then you have your body is not too much heat. And then also you can maintain, if you don't have heat in your body, then you'll also feel cold, and then you won't be able to focus in your practice. So therefore these postures and so forth are maintained or are brought forth, meaning the bodily postures are cultivated so that we can keep our body into that right heat. So the natural heat of our body does not dissipate. Likewise, the outer heat, if for example, if the weather is hot, then you feel too distracted, and then your body would want to have air condition and fan and so forth like that. Likewise, if it is cold outside, then if your body is not warm, then again that coldness will disturb your practice. So therefore these postures that you assume, or whatever you want to call, that you bring forth in your posture, in order to maintain the heat, the balance the heat, balance the element, let's say, balance the elements, so that you are awake. So outer cold won't bother, outer heat won't bother. Similarly, your body is balanced in the elements, that you don't have to run to the bathroom. You don't have to, go for water again and again and so forth, like that, just like that. So in the olden times, meditators didn't have to have water bottle or in front of that. They could just sit. They didn't have to have tea or anything like that. Those kind of things they would only have during meal or during certain essential moment. That's all. They didn't meaning then they had to drink only when they needed. That's all. They didn't have to drink every now and then. So now when you do the breathing, then it's based on these yogic practice. So you visualize that your body has 3 channels. So main 3 channels. That's in general, all meditation practice have that. So what you're doing is we're expelling, cleansing all those negative energy and diseases and demonic spirits in our body. So you can kind of go into like sophisticated way of saying our body is just a form of vibration and so forth. It's very much sounding very much like New Age, like New Age, those kind of thing. But in fact, yes, it is. Our body is a compounded phenomena of vibration. So when elements are vibration, so you know very well, elements are that. So in order to do that, then there are practices that you do, cleansing the breath. So 3 things. We have mental activity. Then because of mental activity, then we have negative vibes, or which we here call as demonic expressions. Negative, some kind of spiritual expression, demonic expression. The word is du, so Mara. And then with this one, not only do we harm others, but it also damages different part of our body, which becomes diseases. So these 3 things are there. So if we have anger, which is mental affliction, if we have desire, which is mental affliction, if we have ignorance, if we have pride, jealousy, and so forth, these are, now we're talking just 3 altogether. It's desire and the jealousy and pride, they are subsumed half and half into desire and anger, like that. So anyway, the 3 poisons like that. So then that kind of mentality needs to be abandoned in your practice. You cannot hold on to that mentality and practice. You're having very strong attachment to something or anger towards someone before in your meditation. It's not going to help at all. It's going to cause obstacles. Likewise, your stupidity, your ignorance. your confused mind is not going to help. So then you need to remove all of those. Then you breathe out in this way. And when you do that, then these demonic expressions are also left. It's gone out. With your anger, snake leaves out from your body. This is called the male demonic spirit going out. With the desire, a rooster, red rooster, which is now the female demonic spirit, goes out. And with your anger, with your ignorance, pushed out, or then pig, a grayish pig, which is the naga, the hybrid, the naga spirit, called naga demonic spirit, is gone out. And likewise, with your anger, the diseases of your upper part of your body, desire, the lower part of your body, the ignorance, your what you call those psycho hyper mental trauma, paranoia, your concept, your skepticism, your doubt, hesitation, the lack of trust, lack of faith, lack of belief, confidence, conviction, and so forth. These mental diseases are gone. So therefore, these are very important that you do. So when you practice in this way every day, naturally your body is free from any of those harm. The body is naturally healed like that. So that's important. And then you practice your breathing is you breathe in a normal way. Breathe in, hold your breath, you breathe out. So there is like you pause, you breathe in, hold your breath, breathe out. Pause, breathe in, hold your breath, breathe out. So there are ways of doing that, and when you do that, you breathe in like colors or seed syllables. Om, it's white in color, the shape is Om, the vibration is Om, like that. Om, Ah, red Ah. Then when you breathe out, blue Hung, Hung. So that goes the vibration. So this is a natural way. If you can practice in this way, it's very, very good. Every day you do this way. So that's it. That's all the questions and answers for today. So main thing is practice well nasho.
Hello.
Hello.
Tashi Delek.
Tashi Delek. Om Mani Padme Hum.
Om Mani Padme Hum. I'm going to go wash my hands. Bye-bye.
So like that, stay well. So everybody keep practicing and remember how precious this life is and how fortunate we are to connect with the teachings of the Buddha and Guru Rinpoche and Bodhisattva like Thangtong Gyalpo, his teachings, like the practice of Chenrezik. Thangtong Gyalpo has so many different levels of teachings, but the quintessence of all this teaching is to awaken our great compassion and wisdom. So you can achieve that. Don't think that it is unachievable. It is possible. And the Buddha is, like in Patrul Rinpoche's teachings, he says, it is not that we are incapable of achieving liberation or Buddhahood, but it is we don't dare. Sentient beings don't dare. Sentient beings are so much addicted to suffering. Just like the example I gave you when we started the questions and answers. So read the stories of Milarepa, read the stories of Thangtong Gyalpo, and every line that you read, it doesn't matter. You don't have to read a lot. It's just one portion. Like we read just a few lines when he went from this place to that place. The story of when he was born as a puppy. You could contemplate on that. If a puppy could think like that, I think surely a human being should be able to think better than that. Okay, everybody, stay well, keep practicing, keep send your love and prayers to everybody. Okay, and then let's do a short dedication. Sanam diye tamje sikbani thobne nebe dhanam pamje shikega nache balon trupaye sidbe chole drowa sho jambe bao jedar kemba dang kunto sampo deyan dejinta Deda kunge jeso danglo shin gewa deda tamche rabdo ngon disum shekpe gewa tamche ki ngowa gangla chokto ngakwa te dagi gewe tsawa dikun chan zangpo cheche rabdo ngora ge chancho semcho rimpo che ma ke panam ke juch Keba nyamba me payang gongne gondo kawara sho. Okay, everybody, stay well. Tashi Delek and good night. Okay, bye now. Bye.